Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and today I'm going to be talking about some new content that I'm going to be doing on my channel, and it's going to be called Pets in Spirit. So I have noticed that when I do my spirit messages, I do get a lot of pets, particularly when I was doing crystal scrying. I'm not too sure if I've got any videos actually still up on my channel about my crystal scrying. I'm not too sure because went through my content and deleted a few videos. So because of this, I've decided that I'd like to do some dedicated Pets in Spirit messages, and I've brought a couple of decks. So those of you who have watched my walkthrough of the Magical Dogs Tarot, I would have sort of touched on it a little bit how I want to use this deck for when I do spirit messages. But of course, you know, we do have, we have cats, we have dogs. A lot of people do own other pets as well. I did actually start, what I did is I just got some there. So that budgie there is an absolute dead ringer for my budgie Gregory, who unfortunately I had to put to sleep last Thursday. He was about 17 years old, and he could no longer get up on his perch, and when he couldn't keep his head up, so we think we might have had a stroke or something like that. So unfortunately we had to put him to sleep. Now, for the life of me, I know I had a clear roll of contact somewhere, and I was going to place it on the top of that and mix it in, because people own all sorts of animals throughout the world, but for the time being, until I can find this bloomin' contact, I will use just have the dogs and the cats. But I've actually got a few decks. So I have got the Pagan Cat Tarot, which that's what it looks like at the backs, and I've actually trimmed them. You can see that. So I've actually actually trimmed them, and because a lot of them I've forgotten what the card actually is. So, but that's really good for reading intuitively, because it's a cat that I'm wanting to actually concentrate on, not so much the actual, if it's the Eight of Wands or something like that. I've also got another couple of decks, and this is I think the Phallus Arcane. This is a beautiful black and white deck. So it's just, I haven't done walkthroughs of these. I don't know if I will. I'm kind of overdoing walkthroughs, to be honest. And I've also got the Canes, I think it's just Canis one, by Taylor Bryn. And it's the back there. So I've actually got 3 dog decks. No, sorry, 2 dog decks and 2 cat decks, and I will mix them in when I can, because I'm sure, somebody's bird's going to come through or something like that. I'm positive. A lot of people own horses, so I'd like to touch as many as I can, but for the time being, I'll just have to use these ones. I have got, I forgot to look, I have got a Collet Baron Reed deck. That's got lots of different animals. I might be able to include that into it as well, because sometimes I did do a spirit message using that deck, and it actually was a dog that come through on that, and I don't think it was an actual dog on the picture, to be honest. So how I'm going to be choosing it is I'm going to use my trusty old pendulum, rose quartz one, and I'll be hovering over each deck just to see which deck actually wants to be used for so what pet's going to come through. So what I'll do is I'll shuffle all of the decks thoroughly. I will also, and for me, so those of you, because I will be filming down, so yes, for me, you have to ask your pendulum what yes, no, and ask again is for you. So yes is circling anti-clockwise for me. No is going back and forth that way, so towards the screen and back to me. And ask again is actually sideways, side to side, side to side. So what I'll do is I'll hover over each deck, and then we'll see which one wants to come through, and then I'll pick it up and give it a shuffle, and then we'll go from there. So that's the plan anyway on how I'm going to actually conduct these Pets in Spirit messages. So as soon as I find this roll of contact, my husband's gone on a bike ride at the moment, so I can't ask him if he's seen it, but I swear it was in the cupboard, and it's just disappeared. Honestly, I don't know where it is. But that could be a sign that none of them want to come through as yet either. So that could be, that it's a dog or a cat that wants to come through with this particular reading. So, actually I should have shown you. So the backs actually for the Phallus and the Canis ones, they're both the same. So that's the backs. and they have got a beautiful gilded, silver gilded edge on there. And so that is how I am going to do it. Now the last video that I had facing down, I had a rainbow in there and all things like that, and both the candles lit. It's a little bit hard. I need the room to spread out, so I still have got my pug candles on here, but you'll probably just see one lit up and the face of the other one. It just makes it easier because I know I'm going to need a lot of room. Now, also sort of to tap into more towards the nature of the particular pet, I'll also be using the Sacred Destiny Oracle, because what I thought I could do is I could actually ask, because this deck is just focused on the outdoors, you see, even though that's got an actual, I actually didn't realise that, it's got a leopard on there. But, you know, it's actually focused. It's got, you can see it's got some keywords as well on there, but it's got a lot of outdoor areas. And I thought that, you know, one of the questions I could ask is, you know, what type of outdoor setting did you like to be in? What was your favourite type of outdoors? Of course, if it's an indoor cat, it's going to be a little bit harder. But I thought, you know, this is quite a beautiful deck, and even the messages on the bottom might actually have some, will resonate for those who have lost their pet. So I will be using this to see if we can gain some insight onto what they like to do when if they were outdoors, indoors, or whatever, just to, you know, just to see how it goes. So I will be pulling a card after the reading from this. That's what the backs look like. I have done a walkthrough on this particular deck as well, and then we'll go from there. So without further ado, let's give it a shot. Okay, let's see which deck and which pet, I should say, would like to come through. So let's start now. I don't know which ones are which on here. So let's see. Is there a pet that would like to come through on this one? No. See, can you see that's going back and forth? All right. Hopefully I can, because it's sort of I'll have to just start it from on here. Is there a pet that would like to come through on this one? Okay. So you see how that's circling? So that is a yes. That is a big yes on that one. All right. And I'm just going to ask each deck, because who knows? Is there a pet that would like to come through on this one? It's not really saying anything, is it? Is there a cat that would like to come through on this deck? It's very, very faint. I have to say that is a no. Let's try this one here. Is there a pet that would like to come through on this deck? Now that's shaking. No, I don't know what that means if it shakes. I've never ever had the... Well, actually, come to think of it, when I do crystal healing and it shakes like that, it's where I have to put some crystals to do some actual healing. So, is there a pet that is hurt right now and would like its owner to know? Now that is going... Yes. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? All right. And that's probably why it was hovering over this one. So I'm going to take these two away. I'll leave that one for the moment. I think I know why that one's actually come up like that. All right. Now I'll give this a shuffle. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this because my hand is still a little bit buggered. All right then, so I'll just shuffle away from it, so just a little bit easier, and then I'll pull it. All right, that one's come up right away. So this is the card that has come up. Okay, so this one is, I can't remember the breed of this particular dog. It's I might grab the book. I've got a funny feeling that my friend used to have one of these dogs, and it was called Mops because it looked like a big mops. It was absolutely beautiful dog. So this is the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. That's what I'm trying to do. Isn't that funny? I'm doing a spirit message and I've got an excited dog that's walking past my actual house. That's what I'm trying to get out. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay. So actually this is supposed to be a standard poodle. All right then. With her lovely cream coat. That doesn't ring poodle to me. I don't think that is a poodle that's come through. I think it is one of them dogs, and I'll have to try, if I can find what the breed actually is, I will put it, I'll actually put a little bit of, you know what it's called, text writing. That's what I'm trying to get out. Text what it is. But basically it's a dog that you can't see its face. It's hair everywhere. And we used to get, I think it was called Scrubs actually. She called it Scrubs, and it looks like a big mop, and it was the most friendly, beautiful dog. Honestly, it was. So what I'm tapping into this particular pet is that it will actually love the sea. As you can see, she's by the sea, sitting in a clamshell, and there looks to be like a crystal ball. But what I'm getting at, that this dog absolutely loved having a ball thrown into the sea, and it just loved nothing better than running along the beach and yeah, catching the ball that its owner would throw out. So the owner that I'm getting, what I can see, I can just see the back of him. He's got a brown t-shirt, black shorts, and black short hair. Very, very broad, very, very big man. And I think he used to get teased because of the type of dog that he had, because of this dog was not something that you would usually associate with a muscular sort of a big man. This is what I'm thinking of, because it's like with my dad. He's 6'2", and he had a Chihuahua, and he used to get paid out all the time because, you know, the size differences and things like that, which is silly. But you know, a lot of people do think that if you know, some men anyway, not all men of course, that if they are want to look macho, you know, they'll get a pit bull or something, you know, some huge type of dog. So I think they had a very, very strong bond, these two, very, very strong bond. And pretty much this dog used to look like seaweed when it used to swim in the water. As for the colour, I keep thinking about the dog that my friend used to have when we were kids, when we were teenagers, and it was a chocolate brown. And I kind of think that even though this one is white, I feel like that it was a chocolate brown one as well. And I also feel like, because in this book it says it's an actual standard poodle, but the fur just reminds, you know, just doesn't look like a poodle to me. I feel like that this dog had pretty much, how can I say it, not a wolf in sheep's clothing, but I feel like that it could suddenly turn at a drop of a hat. So I think it was a very friendly, happy-go-lucky dog, but if it felt threatened or it didn't like people in any way, it would think nothing of nipping on the ankles. That's what I'm getting on the beach. If somebody walked past and he, for some reason, thought that, I'm thinking it's a male dog. I get the name Bob Marley. I think this bloke named his dog because of the hair, and it looked like dreadlocks. So that's what this dog, I really wish I could think what the breed was called, but I'll definitely look it up. The dreadlocks look like Bob Marley. So this is what I feel like he's called, was Bob Marley. And I feel like that if they were walking on the beach and Bob took a dislike to someone, he'd think nothing about nipping on the ankles. So because of this, he tended to go for walks in the early mornings, when there's likely not many people around, and even in sort of towards the evenings when the sun's setting. That's what I'm getting as well. So they could play ball in peace and quiet, and he wouldn't have to worry about his dog nipping people's ankles. So yeah, he was very, very not a strange dog, but just it was a dog that took either an instant liking to you or an instant dislike as well, and that's how he used to let it be known. So that's why, even though it's supposed to be an actual poodle, in the underneath all this fur, I get this double type of, not double standard, but this very, very like Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde type of a thing, where he's usually quite he's a sweet-natured dog. Excuse me, but you know, he definitely had that side to him if he didn't like people. What else can I get? And this is why I like this deck, because it's got the scenery in the back. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. The two black and white decks of the Phallus and the Canis, hopefully I'm bloody pronouncing it correctly, are black and white, and they haven't got as much scenery in the background, but I can tap into it as well. But I do love this because of the actual the background there. I'm also very pulled now to the seashells that this dog is wearing around its neck, and I feel like that this particular dog, Bob, liked to collect things, liked to collect shells, I think. And I think when he passed, his owner found quite a stash somewhere. I think I'm getting a really messy up bed, like with a tartan blanket, and the actual dog bed itself was a very deep chocolate brown like himself, and he had a tartan blanket over the top in greens and browns and yellows. And I think when this Bob crossed over, he found a heap of seashells underneath this bed and even underneath the blanket, and lots of sand. And I do feel that when he found this, that the owner broke down and cried, because he was very, very attached to his dog, as we all are, you know, we all are. We all love her. I can't believe how quiet the house is without Greg, and he was just a little budgie, and he stopped singing for, you know, a good couple of weeks before, so we knew he was sick, you know, doing a lot of sleeping and everything. But, you know, having such an old bird, you'd expect that sort of thing. But the quietness when you've got no pets is very hard to cope with, and I think this gentleman is finding it very, very hard. Now, Bob tells me he left the seashells there as a thank you for taking him to the beach all the time, because I know there was a lot of times when he didn't feel like going to the beach. He just wanted to sit back, kick back at home with his feet up with the beer in the backyard and just relax. But he, you know, because he worked, you know, he's a hard worker, he did take his dog out, and this is his gift to you. This is Bob's gift, is the seashells. Okay, you might find twigs around the house. You might find you'll find sand in unexpected places, because I'm not too sure how long ago this dog crossed over, but you will find odd things. You might find some of his fur, and this is Bob's way of letting you know that he's still with you, even though you physically can't see him, pat him or touch him. He's leaving you gifts, so you know that they are from him. Okay, so yeah, definitely left them little. So don't throw them out. Keep them, put them on a mantelpiece, perhaps with a candle, and just light it in memory of him, because Bob is definitely with you. Let's see what else I can get. Now, I'm kind of attracted to the green. I know it's not seaweed, or there are actual trees, but I think he used to like, when he used to swim, he used to like going underneath seaweed and standing up, you know, really looking like a sea monster. He used to love having the seaweed on him. He used to like the coolness of it all. I'm just seeing what else I can get. Yeah, I'm kind of pulled to the stones as well. He might have actually liked to bring home stones as well, but I do feel like you're going to find a secret stash, and that's his gift to you. And his thanks for taking him to the beach, because he loved the beach. This dog absolutely loved the beach. All right, let's pull a card, because that's pretty much all that I'm getting. And let's pull one now from the Sacred Destiny. So we already know he loved the beach. Let's see if there's anything else, another message that he's got from his for his owner. All right, this one tipped right up to the side. Let's have a look. Security. Oh, that's quite beautiful. So this is what Bob felt the most with you, is secure. And I think that went both ways. I think you were both like a security blanket for each other, and that's why you're having so much trouble with him crossing over, as we all do. I do get the name Sam, so I don't know if this owner's name was actually that was his name, Sam, but I do get the name Sam. I'm very pulled to the here, you know, all the what are they called, ancient paintings on there. So we've got a hunter on his on a horse, looks like to be a mammoth behind there, and some deer or whatever there. So I kind of feel like that you two have been together in previous lifetimes for sure, and I think it goes back way back. So I do feel that he will come back to you in one way or the other, in some way. I think you are always together, always been together. Now, if he does come back to you, it all really depends if you are ready to have another pet, or even indeed if you want another pet. I know my husband and I have decided we're not having any more pets. So even you know, that budgie was the last of our pets, we're not getting any more, because we just realise every time we look at another dog or a cat, we're just missing the ones that we've lost. And this might be the same for you as well. But I'm really pulled to the sky, and I feel like that he's telling me to, I get the message to look towards the sky. So I don't know if the two of you used to like to sit outside at night and look at the stars together. Even when he was in the daytime, he might have been the type of dog that used to like to lay on his back and watch the clouds go by. And I'm looking for signs in the sky. So whether it's the night sky or the daylight sky, it's whatever you two used to like doing. That's what I'm getting out of that. I might even actually have a look at what it says in the book. Let's see what it says. Security. We know that. Okay. This is quite sweet. This is what's pulled out. The sacred landscape wants you to know those in the realm of spirit are watching over you. So this is Bob. That is your bit of message here, is that those in the realm of spirit are watching over you. So he is still watching over you. He's still protecting you from the other side, no matter what is occurring in your life. So that little sentence is all that you needed out of that. Definitely. And yeah, and I do believe you've definitely been together in previous lifetimes. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm getting for these two cards. So let's pop them away. Let's see what's happening with this particular. So here's what I felt, is that there's a, what is it? It's an animal that is probably hurt at the moment. The thing with pendulums, you have to ask. So let's see what, or who wants to come through on this. Because I've never had that happen before. But then I've never sort of openly concentrated, I think, on pets in spirit. You know what? Just want to get one card. I don't want too many cards. Let's see if something that's good. No, that's too many. Oh, gee, I tell you what, it's really hard to shuffle with this. There you go. That one comes through very. All right, so this is strength. Alright, so there's a little dog there. A little dog that looks like a terrier. Okay. And I think this little terrier is quite sick. And you are trying to keep him alive no matter what the cost. And I think he's trying to tell you that you need to be strong and let him go. Okay. And I'm very, this is quite funny because here then I've got the infinity symbol here. I think like the previous dog, I think that you two have been together in previous lives as well. This is quite interesting that this is coming up. So I do feel that this little terrier is dying, and you're doing everything you can to keep him or her alive. Okay, I got the name Betsy. And I think you like to dress this dog up, and I don't know why, but I'm getting Dame Edna. Is it Dame Edna? I can't think of her name now. It's an Australian comedian, and I can't think. It's Dame Edna. But anyway, I think like you do like to dress this little one up. But she's trying to tell you that it's time to let her go. Okay, Betsy wants to cross over, and that this line is for you. You need to be strong and take her to the vet because she wants to cross over. She's had enough. And I think both of you are your strength. Okay, definitely the strength. And here comes my husband. I'll quickly shut the front door so you can't hear it so much. But that's the message I'm getting. You need to be strong and take it to the vent. And no matter what, you always be together. When your pets are in spirit, they're still watching over you, okay? They're still watching over you. So don't think once they're gone that's it. I still, 2 years later, find hair from Oscar. Still, to this time. So that's your message. The animal, whoever's got a little terrier right now that's going, has been quite sick, it's time to let them go. And look at that, abundance is your card. And to me, this just looks like the Summerlands. That's where they're going to go. They're going to go into a beautiful, beautiful place. So don't think they're not. And I think it's quite interesting because if you have a look here, she's got all flowers in its hair, all flowers in her hair. So I don't know if this dog actually likes sniffing flowers or rolling around in flowers, but this is where she's going to go. She's going to go to the Summerlands, into a beautiful, beautiful floral place where she's going to feel at peace, and you'll always be together because you've got the infinity sign. Okay, so there you have it. Please let me know in the comments if you like this, because this is just going to be a new format now, and I forgot to light the candle, didn't I? And until next time, this is Tracy. Bye.